So you go to buy groceries and you find out, hey, my card's not working. What's going on? So you call your bank and you find out there's no money in the bank account. What happened? And you find out that some creditor has frozen your account and cleaned out everything. What do you do now? My name is Jeff Kelly. I'm a bankruptcy attorney. I've been filing cases since 1998. And through the years, my team has filed over 10,000 bankruptcy cases. In this video, I want to talk about what I think you should do if you have just recently found out that your checking account has been frozen. Now, nothing in this video is intended as legal advice. If you want legal advice, call my office and we'll give you some. Every case is different. There are, always specific facts and exceptions, and that's why you can't just rely on a video. But hopefully, this will give you some general guidelines. Now, when your bank account is frozen, there's a couple of things that have to happen before that. Number one, you got to get sued, and when you're sued, they'll serve a copy of the complaint. If this is something you ignored, maybe you didn't take it seriously, well, then they're going to take that complaint and get a default judgment. Oops. Then they're going to take that judgment and they're going to go to your bank, and that's how they freeze your bank account. So what can you do? Is there anything you can do? Well, first of all, if you're on Social Security or, veterans disability, that type of income is not supposed to get seized. So you can, if you're in that situation, check with your bank, find out what's going on. I think a lot of times confusion happens when there's a part-time job or something's getting mixed in with the income and the bank can't identify, like, hey, this is Social Security, or hey, this is, you know, veterans disability. So you definitely do want to be in contact with your bank to find out everything that's going on. But if you're just in a situation where you're working, it's something you ignored, you didn't think they were serious, or maybe you didn't think it was real, and now there's no money left in your checking account, what do you do? Well, I think a good option for a lot of people is to file a bankruptcy case. There's something called the automatic stay. And the automatic stay is wonderful. It's, think of it as like a magic umbrella that as soon as you get a case number, it covers all of your assets. The checking account has to be unfrozen as soon as we get a case number. So it is critical to do that. You've got to move quick. Now, you can't just call a bankruptcy law firm, press a button, and wham, you're going to get a case number. There's some things you're going to have to provide, and honestly, there's a lot of bankruptcy firms that'll file something called a skeleton case where you don't provide a whole lot of stuff. I don't do that because the success of those cases are so incredibly low. I want everything. I want a copy of your tax return, most recently filed. We're going to ask if you filed your tax returns in the past 4 years. We're going to need copies of your paycheck stubs for at least the last 60 days. If you're over median income, then we need the last 6 months. And these things can take time for some people to get, and you got to get them to us. Um, and so you got to move quick. You got to move fast. Maybe if the bank is still holding on to the money and it's just frozen, maybe it could be unfrozen. Maybe you can get quick access to it. Maybe not. It's going to depend on the case. The longer you wait, the more likely the bank is going to send that money off to the creditor. And technically, they're supposed to give it back if they're still in possession of it when the case is filed. But there is an argument to be made that they've received the money and it's already been applied for the debt. And man, what a nightmare. Long story short, don't let yourself get in that situation. A lawsuit is a serious thing, and it's a shame when people ignore them. Another thing that comes up quite a bit is people will say, well, I was never served the lawsuit properly. Aha, I got them. I want to litigate this and go to court. That will cost you a lot of money to do. All I do is Chapter 13s and Chapter 7s. We don't go into state court and litigate whether a complaint was properly served or not. You can certainly do that. I think in the long run, you're going to lose because Hypothetically, even if they did serve it wrong, they're just going to turn right back around and serve it correctly. The question is, what how much debt do you have? Is this just one little debt, or is this the tip of the iceberg? If this is a situation where all of the cards are starting to fall at once and you need to do something about it, maybe this is a blessing in disguise because maybe it finally pushes you to take care of the problem once and for all. When compound interest starts working against you, it's impossible to get out from under, especially with credit card debt, and an average interest rate is like 30%. When that type of interest rate starts working against you, the problem has to be dealt with. If it doesn't get dealt with, then ultimately you're going to end up in a situation one day where you're at the grocery store, you're trying to check out with your groceries, and you can't because they cleaned out your checking account, or you're ready to pay rent and you go to look to see if the money's there for the rent and it's not because a creditor took it. That I can't imagine how stressful that is for some people, but for my clients, it happens. And what we do, we try to move as quickly as possible. Whatever got you into the situation, we're a judgment-free zone. Life happens. People make mistakes. Sometimes things happen. It's not your fault at all, and it's just life. And we got to deal with it. We got to take action. We don't want to ignore it. And in almost every case, when somebody's honestly stuck at the grocery store counter and there's no money in the account, it's usually because they were just ignoring the situation. And I get it. Stress is, debilitating, but you can't ignore this. It's got to be taken care of. So I would encourage you, go to my website, download a free copy of my book. That doesn't cost you anything. Read it, review it. Let us know if you have questions. Explore your options. Don't wait till the last second. But if you have waited till the last second, it's still not too late. Take action. Make the stress go away. Get rid of the problem once and for all. My website is kellycanhelp.com. I also have a YouTube channel. You can look up YouTube, Kelly Can Help. I've got tons of educational videos on there. And if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a shout. Please subscribe to our channel. And thank you so much for tuning in.